40% of teens drive their own car. It's a big purchase, and they'll need their parents' help to make sure they get the right vehicle that fits their needs and, of course, their budget. And joining us now with tips for finding your teen's first car, what a big step, Potential Magazine publisher Pam Mashburn, and from Jack Ingram Nissan, business manager Jonathan Green. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
This is a huge thing that most people don't really think about until it's time. I mean, the kid's 16, they're asking for a car. So what do you do before that time?
Yeah, well, so at the Mashburn house, we have 3 boys that are teenagers, and we have 2 cars that we've had to buy. And I wish I talked to Jonathan on the first one, because I don't think we would think
hear that a lot.
Stuff. But you know, one of the things that you want to think about is, because our kids, they want the Porsche and the Ferrari, of course.
Of course.
But you need to talk to them about, like, if my older son had said to me, if I had known I was going to have to pay for gas, I don't think I would have gotten this bigger car. So talk about, what are they buying? The tires? Are they buying the maintenance? Are you buying everything? And like, I want to meet you because you can be my best friend if you can pay for all those things. But really, we need to set those expectations up. Are they going to be paying for insurance? Because all of those things, it's beyond just the value of the car.
Absolutely.
It's all those other prices that kind of get us.
Yeah, and
That's
I love
correct.
how you said if they're going to do that, because most of them, the answer is going to be no. So it'll be the parents' decision ultimately.
Right.
That's a big
Well, that's why we need to be
too.
on the same page before we start.
Absolutely.
It's setting
Absolutely.
those expectations.
So we have that conversation at home before we go to the dealership.
Absolutely.
Okay, so once we get to the dealership, what are some of the things we need to think about? We're thinking safety first. Is that the right thing?
I would agree with that. And there are different safety features on each car. There are safety differences in the brands as well. There are things you can look forward to when you're shopping, like backup cameras. You can also go, almost every car is going to have airbags now, so that's not really an issue.
But do they all have them on the side? Do they have some have them in the back seat?
They do not.
They
There's
have
always
different
there's a driver and passenger airbag, but there are side airbags available. It just depends on the brand and kind of what you're shopping for, and the salesman and the salespeople there can tell you all about that. And
So if
that's a great question to ask.
something you're looking for, you should definitely have a list of questions prepared
For
to
a
ask.
teen, I think that's probably the first place to start.
Yeah.
Okay, what about new or used? Like you said, they're going to want the shiniest, reddest car
Yes,
they
of
can
course. Very new.
very new.
Absolutely. Well, here's the most important thing to remember: new and used. The used cars will be cheaper sometimes. But here's the beauty of a new car. It is your car. You are the one who's been responsible for it since its inception, since you purchased it, so you know the record of the car. Also, interest rates. Always usually a little better on a new car, 0%, things like that.
Yeah.
Things that you can't get on a used car. So I think going forward too, that's, you have to look at that and the price of the car. When we go back to expectations being met, that could help lower the price. Maybe
And
kind of
warranty
change
is,
it.
there's warranty
Absolutely.
on it
You're
too,
going to
which
start
is
fresh
nice.
with a warranty. Of course, those are available through the business office as well on a used car. So don't let that shy you away.
And insurance rates are going to vary with different
They
things that are on a
vary
car.
with different cars. It just depends on the car, and that's another thing. You really need to know that information too before you shop, because your children with the Ferraris, I imagine your insurance is
We're not getting
probably
that.
a little higher than mine.
Yeah,
And
no
one of
doubt.
the things that we don't talk about much is that a lot of times us parents might want to be the ones getting the new car.
Absolutely.
And letting them have the minivan.
Sure. And they love that, by the way.
Yeah, they
What
do.
teen doesn't want to drive that minivan?
Just pull it right up to the parking lot there at high
That's
school.
right.
They're going to be real popular with that.
about, like,
Okay,
the
what about
leasing?
leasing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about this.
Leasing is a fantastic idea for teenagers. Now, I'm a big fan of leasing simply because you get a cheaper payment, you get a new car. Most teens, my son, he doesn't drive very many miles, so you can always stay under the
good
miles.
point.
I think it's a great idea for teens. Now, you can, of course, lease a used car, but it's always an option, and it's something that we can talk about when you're there to buy the car. We can show, and we do show every customer, a purchase option and a lease option. And we go over the details with you. We make it as easy as possible, but that's a great question.
Do you have a lot of people that do the leasing?
It depends on their mileage. It depends on how much they drive. But yes, we lease a lot of cars, and we lease a lot of Nissans in particular because of the price point.
Yeah, and I like what you said, that most kids are going to stay under that because until you're comfortable with them driving, they're not going to drive long distances. It'll be to school or
Absolutely.
their job if they have a job, and back home, or to
Absolutely.
the store
Right.
or
And
restaurant.
the
And that's
leases
it.
range from 10 to 12 to 15,000 miles. So we can custom tailor that around your child and their needs. So.
Yeah, so and then you, like you said, we can decide whether we want to let them lease something or
Absolutely.
we want to lease
Absolutely.
something.
Then you can give them the minivan and you get a Porsche. I lease those every
There we
day.
go. There we go.
I like the way this guy thinks. And another thing too, I like that you mentioned what was on the Forbes list or Consumer Reports. I mean, do your homework.
Right, and we found the Forbes said the best cars for teens was a Nissan Rogue and an Audi A3.
The new
right?
A3. Mhm.
Okay.
Little compact.
Did
Audi.
they say why? What were the reasons
Oh,
they gave?
I
What's
don't
that?
know.
I can
They-
tell you.
They're good
Yeah,
looking.
no, no,
I like
they-
the way they
yeah.
look. Yeah.
Forbes rates them on initial cost,
Okay.
initial quality, how the car has performed as far as the repair ratings, as far as the reliability factors. That's what's all in there. And the Nissan Rogue is a great car, entry-level SUV, kind
Yeah.
of neat car. The Audi A3 has been heralded in the magazine as well.
Yeah.
Starter Audi around that $25,000 to $30,000 price range. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Is
on my-
it a
Reel
two-seater?
for me.
or is it
No,
a,
it has a back seat.
It does
has
have a back
seat.
seat.
It's a compact type of car.
And
you
they're
can't
good
fit,
looking
like
cars.
6 kids in
No,
there.
you
Which
wouldn't
you
wanna-
don't need to do that
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm
When
all
they're
about
when
is
they're
keep it
first
small.
getting started. If you want to
Yeah.
know more about teens, how to buy a new car for them, or how to buy several things for them, or what to look for, check out Potential Magazine with a cool car on the front.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen Jetta.
and
Isn't
some
that
good-looking
fun?
kids there on the
Yeah.
front. Look for that. Thanks so much, Pam. Good information there, and thank you,
Thank you.
Jonathan.
Absolutely.
Some
Enjoyed
things
it.
I hadn't thought of there. Thank
Absolutely.
you.